Monday morning. This is going to be an exciting week. Our work is starting to pile up at the clinic, which is just great. I've got group supervision in about an hour, so I'm going to head towards the library and get a little bit of work done. Reading done, making my way now to group supervision. I also did a bit of the Cool Kids training, which is like this anxiety program for kids. That was really interesting. That's group supervision all done. We talked about the differences of doing an initial assessment with adults compared to teenagers compared to children, which was really, really interesting. The ongoing theme is obviously building rapport and spending a lot of time building up the therapeutic relationship. But with little kids, this can look a bit different. Like you might be pulling out a game to play. I think it comes back to the basic principle of therapy being effective when you have a good relationship with your client. And that is the most important thing to establish early on. Anyway, now I'm heading home and I'm gonna do a little bit of work when I get back. It's the end of the day. Work went really well. I want to quickly show you something. Last night I started to map out my month just in terms of assignments. So I've got 4 pieces due, 1 for each week in April. But if we look at March, it's empty. I don't have any assessment due in March. I think they're doing this to help us settle into working with clients and like finding our feet in the clinic. When it comes to study, I'm a long-term thinker. I'm the kind of person that likes to start chipping away at things as soon as I can. So tonight I'm going to start looking into what I need to do for my assessment pieces. Tuesday afternoon. Today is a work from home day where I do telehealth. It's been pretty busy. Something really cool that I read this morning before I got into my day, this concept where you wake up and you pretend that today is going to be the best day of your life and you're not really too sure why. And framing your day in this way encourages you to look for the excitement or the joy. I really liked it. Our brain is hardwired to focus on negative things, focus on danger, so I just thought it was really cool to kind of channel that energy into the day. Today might be the day where I start to unpack some of these books. I really want to make this space look more aesthetic. Keep you updated with that one. Work has finished and I'm just about to make my sweet potato brownies. It's a recipe I finally feel like I've perfected. Here's the sweet potato. Basically, it's just sweet potato, cacao, a nut butter of choice. I'm going to use hazelnut, vanilla essence, baking powder, and flour of choice. I think that's everything. You mash it all together and pour it into a tray, and it's delicious. Honestly, like one of my new favorite healthy snacks. This is the finished result. I think it's one of my best yet. I'm going to leave a recipe in the description down below just in case you want to try making sweet potato brownies. Today in our adult psychopathology course, we've been focusing on bipolar disorders and also non-suicidal self-injury type disorders. It's pretty intense and there is a lot to take in. I'm also starting to feel a little bit behind the readings. I'm going to show you what the setup looks like because I want to figure out a better reading / note-taking system. So in a nutshell, this is an overview of the course. Covered anxiety disorders. Now we're getting into more of the mood disorders and the trauma. There's 6 modules in total, so this is our 3rd. And then when you click on this little number here, it takes you to the readings. So we've got the compulsory ones, DSM, and then also we're working our way through the Craighead book, and then a lot of recommended readings. It's really important to me to get as much as I can out of this course, so I really want to prioritize my readings and actually retain the stuff that I'm trying to learn, be more active with it, because at the moment I've just been kind of passively reading. So I want to make it a more active process, especially for some of these disorders that are kind of trickier, like bipolar and trauma. Those are areas that I want to get my head more around. So, I spent this evening going through our upcoming assignment, which is a series of case studies, and I basically read through it all and tried to work out if I could diagnose each case. Out of the 8 cases I looked at, I felt pretty confident with getting a preliminary diagnosis for about 5, maybe 6. There were a couple I was a little bit unsure of. The DSM is a massive textbook. In fact, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I do have a copy on my computer, but I think I also have a hard copy from my mom, so I'm just gonna see if it's in her bag of books. Here she is. I can remember when my mom actually bought this. I think it was in 2022 or 2023. And at the time I sort of thought, oh, like I've already got it online. I won't need a hard copy. But my mom recently retired her psychology practice. So she's gifted me all of her books. And I am the luckiest person in the world. There's something that I've been going back and forth in my mind for the last couple of years, and it's like a first world problem kind of thing. Not even a problem, it's whether or not I get an iPad or not. Like, I've just been trying to justify spending that amount of money. Is it actually worth it? Will I use it? Apple have this sale on right now where you can buy an iPad and it comes with the pencil for free. Plus I'm now a student, so I get the student discount. So now feels like a really good time to do it if I was to do it. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Anyway, we're just finishing our lunch break. Today is a clinic day, so we're gonna head back into the building for the afternoon. I've just stepped out of the clinic. That's a wrap for today. I just got home and I'm actually a bit too tired to do any work tonight, so I think I'm gonna have a break. I think I'm just gonna focus on self-care. Weather is not so great, so I'm not going to say too much, but it's just been a busy, kind of productive day so far. Alright, just got out of the clinic, heading home now. Now I've arrived home, where it's a lot easier to talk, and also the audio quality is probably better. I think I've got it. I think I've finally worked out how to do uni, how to have a note system for my readings with Psych. So I'm going to talk you through it. The tricky thing with uni readings is there are just so many, and you can't actually read all of them, so you have to have a bit of a strategy. So I use the app Notion. I've actually got a whole other video about how I use the app Notion, which you can check out. If I pull up the current reading system I have in place, so I've got a section that's called DSM-5 TR summaries. I'm gonna go in there. So in this course we're going through the DSM-5 TR. It contains all of the clinical disorders, and it's a thick book, so there's a lot to cover. I'm studying clinical psychology, so being able to learn how to diagnose is a really key skill. So I need to be really good at using this book. There's another prominent textbook, but I do not have a hard copy. I'm pretty sure it's called something like Psychopathology, and each chapter does a deep dive on a prominent disorder. So this is my reading system. This is how I'm going to become more active with my readings. Basically, I've only done one disorder at the moment, generalized anxiety disorder. But basically I'm starting off by reading the DSM-5 Made Easy, which is a book that I really like to use. It hasn't been recommended to us by a lecturer, but it just breaks down what a disorder looks like through a case study, through a person. I'm a very practical learner, so I find it really helpful to have something practical to look at. Then I summarize the essential features in my reading system, and I try and do this using a bit of active recall, so I won't go back and look at the text. I'll try and test myself to see how much I can remember. And then, to be extra thorough, I go through the DSM-5 TR and check up that disorder. I just cross-check the information from the DSM-5 TR with the essential features, and then I add in some more details like the prevalence, the development in course, risk and prognosis factors, and differential diagnoses. And then I'll just go through the psychopathology textbook and add on any other relevant information. But the main thing I'm finding this book useful for is identifying models of psychopathology. So they've got like down here they've got Wells' metacognitive model of GAD. I summarized it here very briefly. Positive beliefs about worry, like worry will help me cope, which leads to the negative part of worrying, where you start to worry that you're having too many worries, and this maintains generalized anxiety disorder. I am like 5 or 6 weeks into this course and I've only just worked out my reading system. So I don't want to put on this illusion that I have everything together and that I'm this perfect student, because I'm not. I'm human. I want to get as much as I can out of this course, so I'm very motivated to work hard at this. Anyway, it's Friday afternoon and it's nearly 6 o'clock and I'm ready to switch off. The clinic was great, really enjoying my time there. I am going to just finish it here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.